Hello everyone and welcome back to Cities by Steven. You're talking to Steven. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please hit the subscribe button, get that bell notification on so you don't miss out on the next episode of Brockton County, an Ontario themed city, and make sure to hit the like button. The like button helps the channel a lot. Last episode we added a bunch of schools and we built a public sporting area that is not complete. We still have some more to do there, but we're going to change things up a little bit this episode. We're going to try to add in a couple more sporting areas in that same spot. We're going to add some residential, and we're going to add in our first industry, or a unique factory. That's what it's called. So I'm very excited about that. I've already got a space planned out for it, and it is the bakery. So starting out over here, this is where we built the public sporting area. So we're going to come back to that area in a bit. We're going to also extend the residential to that point as well. So a lot untapped for today. Anyways, we're going to come back over this way, which is where we built one of the schools we had yesterday. But the reason why I'm kind of eyeing this spot here is I want to use this spot right here, right beside Bathurst Bridge, as our first unique factory site. And why exactly? Well, if we're kind of looking at this area, Harvey Street, looks like Ashland Street used to come out this way before the highway came through here. Perhaps these flour mills over here used to connect to a more commercial outpost of it, even though it is a factory. But the bakery over here, I think, looks fantastic as an asset along the river here. Perhaps it's upgraded over time and it used to use the river to mill its flour. I think it's just a thematic spot for it. Also, we're kind of eyeing this spot as a bit of an older area as well. A bakery would sure fit in perfectly. Also, its pollution isn't going to cause too much issues because it's beside a public area. It's not beside a residential area. If we move it over this way, sorry, it is going to affect some residential areas. And I wanted to keep it as close as possible to our farming area because I don't want the trucks and traffic having to travel so far around the city and clogging up the system to do that. So we're going to place it down right here, and we're going to use move it ever so slightly to readjust this section until it kind of connects in like that. And then we're also going to terraform a bit around it in order to smooth out the area. So we're going to extend that. We're going to right click over top of the factory. We're just going to terraform it out more than we need. So I'm going to just extend this out a bit more too. Then I'm going to come back over here with a light brush, get a bit bigger, and ooh, actually that's too big. And we're just going to smooth it out like that. Looks a bit more natural, right? And the reason why I want to put it over here as well is because I don't really want factory or warehouses out this way. I want the stuff for animal products, crops, and flour to come directly from a stored facility, which we have over this way. So right by this over here, we have our zone farming products, which isn't necessary, but animal products and flour, they can both just arrive over here, come off this road, jump over here, and down. It's really not that far. It might cause some issues, but we will address that in the future if it does. So what do we need to do to encourage or help the traffic out already? Well, there's a couple things we can do. First things first is I want to clean this up a little bit. And what we're going to look at doing is, that's good. Yeah, we don't really need a turn there. We're going to look at how the flour is going to be made. So the flour is going to be pushed down over here. It's going to take a turn, which we already have a dedicated lane for, it looks like. Then it's going to get stored here. Well, this is a 2-lane road, and it is going to get a bit messy, it seems, right? So I think what a good option would be to make this into a one-way system here. So let's take our one-way industrial road, and I think ideally I want the trucks to use this area as a turning lane here, and then we'll get this as our one-way. So that means this road here is going to get a bit more clogged up than we were previously anticipating. So we're going to use a 4-lane road for this, and we're going to upgrade that. And then we're also going, this one's fine. Ideally, this would be an even bigger road, but I think it's going to be fine. Yeah, I think this will work. We'll let all the trucks figure themselves out momentarily. Yep, there we go. So that's working. We're also just going to throw dedicated turning lanes on this intersection and make sure that the left is a dedicated lane. And then we're going to look at this. So right through here, we've already seen that this area does have traffic. And it does clog up a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade this whole intersection preemptively to have a 6-lane component here. So this one, oh, here it is, 4 units, 5+ lanes. We'll use this one, the 6-lane road. And we are just going to very simply, I'm going to pause the game while doing this, upgrade this whole bridge system preemptively. And while we're kind of looking at doing this, I want to take 2 seconds here, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to take this road right here. Let's go with this one. We're also going to upgrade these 2 sections right here so that they have dedicated turning lanes. Then we're going to come back through here. We're going to do this again. So now this has a dedicated lane for each. These have dedicated off ramps, and we don't need to go straight through on this side. Okay, so hopefully cars figure this out momentarily. Yeah, look at that. It's working pretty good. All right, and then the next step we're going to look at is we're going to look at Bathurst Street here, and the fact that it should probably be a bigger road, at least in this section right here. So this is going to be a bit of a heavier road. It's already heavily used for pedestrians, it seems, but it also goes down to 2 lanes here, so I want to respect that. I think it's fine through here, but at least this one section right over here, I think we will turn into a 4-lane road. And then this way we also get some dedicated turning lanes here. Oh. And hopefully that helps this area out a bit. We also, we don't need a stoplight here. We will make sure that this is all yield. And this might get busy here as well, but you know, it's the name of the game, right? Busy traffic, the game. So I think what I'm actually going to do though, is I know that this is the yard that it comes and drops stuff in on, but I think a good option here is to take an industrial road. And what we're going to do is we're just going to bring it out like this. And I know we have a node right there. So what we could do is we could, you know what, I think it's gonna be fine. We're gonna take this and we're just going to hold control down here, and we're just going to move it ever so slightly so it connects. Nice. So we do also have a loading bay over here, which is a cool little aspect of this. We're gonna hold Alt down, extend this out. I actually probably should have looked at holding Alt down for this as well. Okay, and then we're going to bring this out right to here. And you might be thinking, this is a bit overkill, you don't really need these roads. Well, you're right, we don't. What we do need is the loading bay. So I think we actually put this a bit too close to the road here. I'm gonna hold Alt down. I'm gonna, oh, no, I'm not gonna hold Alt down. I'm gonna hold Control down. I'm gonna extend this out like this. I'm gonna bring it over a bit. And what I want to do is I want to get this road to be used as a loading bay. So we'll bring this out like this. Let's turn guidelines off. Let's turn node snapping off. And I think if we just bring it out to here, I want to leave a bit of green space. Because I think you can use a tree or something here because it is pretty heavy with industry. So let's plant a tree down. Make it look a bit nicer. All right, and then this part of Ashland Street, which again, I haven't named yet. If you have a name suggestion, leave it down below. If I'm gonna take probably one of the first ones that comes up for it. And if if your suggestion doesn't get picked for Ashland Road, which is a pretty main street in Bathurst West, it'll be used in another area. So, okay, let's do this. I'm gonna use priority signs here. Oh, come on. And we're gonna get yield here, and I think this can probably survive as a traffic light for now. Let's also get dedicated lanes. Make sure that the right is on the same side as the straight. Okay, this works. I am concerned that this might clog up a bit, but what I'm doing here is, if you're caught on, is I'm using this loading bay as the actual loading bay for the trucks. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on the building here. I'm gonna click this, which is one of the new mods here, building spawn points. And what we're gonna do is we're going to create this is the first time I've ever tried to split this up. So we're looking for spawn points, and I want them cargo trucks. Okay, we're gonna add a point, and I'm just going to eliminate cargo trucks. Okay, I'm gonna pause the game actually. No point. This building contains these types. I'm gonna add in a type, a spawn point. Oh no, I need that. Add all vehicle types. Okay, I shouldn't have done that. That's fine. Let's leave cargo truck on. We'll take garbage truck off too. So it's just emergency vehicles will spawn in over here. I'm just going to get them to actually come into the area. And then over here, I'm gonna move this spawn point over on this road. Hopefully this works. I've never actually done this. Okay, and then we will move this over here. So this looks like it's garbage. This looks like it's the loading bay. So I'm gonna kind of split the difference here, and we're just going to put it right here. All right. So as you see, this car just went through the building. It's gonna go right there, and then it's gonna figure itself out. So let's kind of just throw it on 3-speed here. We're gonna watch as some vehicles come in. I think a good way to kind of help this out is we're gonna bump this up to 150 here. So we're gonna get some more deliveries, and hopefully this this works. Oh no, he just went right through the building. We'll wait to see another truck come through. Haha, there we go. Okay. So I guess that guy must have been on a previous route. Look at that. That's awesome. And that's how you build a busy factory on a main road, keeping the traffic to a minimum. It's pretty cool. I'm glad this actually worked out. And then also with this now, we need to readjust the height of everything. So, or the landscaping here. So then I'm just going to turn this down. We're going to smooth out this cliff a bit. Pretty steep, but I think it's going to be fine. So it looks a bit more natural, doesn't it? And then we're just going to, oh, come on, move it here. I'm just going to raise this up a bit on this side. Let's actually just do this. We're going to click that node and this node, and we're going to say get to that height. And then over here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this a smooth slope. This makes it a bit nicer. and then oops, and then we'll just kind of come back here with the smoothing brush, and we'll just smooth out this area. Let's turn the strength up. Probably gonna have to use the sloping tool here. Okay, so we can even put some more industry over on this side, but one thing that I do notice with these is that the crops are usually the first ones to go. So let's add in a crop holder. Where is it? It's over here. A grain silo, that's the word. And I think if we add it on this side, well, it's not going to go right there. We could use a smaller one though. Could also use a warehouse. Oh, no, it's too big. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just use the grain silo. And we'll throw it over. This one's going to cause a lot of farming traffic, I'm kind of imagining. Here, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw this over here. And I'll put this one on fill. And we'll only use, if I put the other one on empty, I think it might be fine. You know what actually I should probably do first is I'm going to turn off zoning on this street right here and this street. Yeah, there we go. That's good. This way we get some cleaner little sections here. And then what I want to do is throw this right over here. If I put it on empty, I think it should work in the way we're intending it. And then right along this section right here, I think we can get maybe some farming industry. If we extend this district over here, let's go to districts. Just to include the farming area. So I think it might be cool to have a couple sections that might cause some health issues. So preemptively what we can do is look at our healthcare. And if we go to this one, so we really only have one clinic over here. So we could we're definitely due for another clinic. Yeah, so how about we throw in a clinic right beside it? Yeah, that works. And then we can also look at continuing, zoning residential on this part then. Might get a bit dicey, but I kind of want some industrial buildings on this side. And I think it turned out pretty nicely. This grain silo is just so massive, eh? Holy cow. So it looks like it's sending out trucks. We might need to readjust how we kind of approach this. Yeah, if this has too many trucks spawning in and out. Okay, let's delete it. I really don't want that many trucks in this area. So instead what we'll do is we will add in one more industrial building here and then add in just a smaller grain silo. And I'll put it on empty. Okay. So we'll let that zone in. We also have some commercial demand. So I think what we can do is we can look at finally adding in the commercial that we were looking for over on this side. And then we can also maybe even just fill in this whole section. Ooh, I'm going to actually delete that. And what I'm going to do instead is go to zoning adjuster, right click, and it's going to eliminate zoning on that side so that we get, actually, no, I do want zoning on this side. I don't know. I think I'll leave it for now. Okay, so we got our bakery in. I think it's working pretty nicely. We have it on max ability there. I think we might make a dedicated lane on this side right here. So So what we'll do is we'll go to 2 plus 3. We'll go right to the front here. Use this one. We're going to pause the game. There we go. So we got a nice dedicated turning lane. And then we'll just do this. And what I think I'm going to do here as well is use the node controller. And I want to make this a middle node. Maybe not. Let's go to custom. Shift this down. Whoa. Okay, let's just go square. Yeah, I think this kind of works. And then I want this one to be right there. Yeah, works with me. Okay. So let's just try to clean this up ever so slightly. Neat. So we do have some power and water demand. We also have some garbage issues, it looks like. Our processing status isn't the best, but it looks pretty clean. I think it's probably coming from other sections of the map. Alright, so we were going to look at adding in some more residential. We have 10% unemployment. That means we should add in some more industry. So I think since we're looking at industry here, I'm just going to add preemptively some better water services. Connect that up. Whoa, zoomed in a bit too far there. Connect in like that. And then we also probably need some actual water, right? Yeah. I still haven't figured out why this is actually causing an issue, but that's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna actually use the public area here for a bit of a water tower. Let's put it right in here. I think we have a pipe somewhere underneath there. Yeah, we do. Okay, nice. So that should fix our water issues. We have no university, but I think the schools are probably good now, right? This school is almost full. I say instead of adding in jobs this episode, we boost the unemployment, or we boost the residential capacity of the city to its max, and then we look at adding in some jobs in the future. Oh, we also should probably look at this, shouldn't we? We did say we were going to look at services. Okay, let's just actually do something, and I'll add in some of this. Okay, so we're going to turn guidelines back on, node snapping, and this is where this road would connect. I don't exactly want that road to connect there. This is where this one would connect. Don't exactly want one there either. So I think what we'll do is we'll bring this road down, continue this grid out as much as possible. Alright, I don't mind a connection here, and then we'll make a bit of a cul-de-sac. We'll also do one here too, kind of maintain the grid. This one comes all the way out to there. Yeah, I don't exactly want a connection there, but that's fine. Okay. Oops. Throw it in here, and then here. Delete this. This one connects up right there, doesn't it? Okay. Keep things interesting. So we shouldn't have a road connection here if we're kind of mimicking what we're doing, and then this one should actually connect instead. Okay. There we go. Hold Alt down and just shift this node down. You have 3 nodes there. It's probably fine. Okay, so we definitely need a connection on this road again, because it's pretty busy. or like it's pretty main street here, and you don't really have any other connection. I mean, there's two. I think what we'll do is we'll draw in a road right here, and then we'll get a pedestrian path. Okay, connect in like that. That works. Kind of mimicking what we're doing. And this one will also kind of dead end as well. Okay, so let's get in some pedestrian paths, and let's use the gravel ones, because they would seem more like they're kind of made from the citizens, like walking on it instead of like the city doing it. Okay, that works. Perfect. Need one here. Hope it made sense there. You know what I'm talking about when like you're walking along the street and then there's like, oh, why is this just dirt little path here? And it's, well, citizens use it, but the city hasn't recognized it as a path. Okay, that works. So we got lots of pathway connections here. I think what I'm going to do before we zone in this area is I'm going to turn off zoning on Queen Street through here. How about right from the bend? Yeah, I think that kind of works. Yep, okay. And we'll leave zoning in on Meadow Street. Got High Street here, Meadow Street. And I think Meadow Street will continue as a smaller road. And if you're wondering last time why I wasn't maintaining the 8x8 grid on these larger roads, well, I was maintaining it for the smaller roads. And like thematically, the larger roads would have come after the smaller roads, so the grid should have stayed the same, right? Okay, so High Street is a very busy road. We'll get this as a full connection. Bring that down. Pull this one across. I'm not actually going to leave this one. This is just to make sure that the road connection was fine. And it's a bit off. I just connected it there, and then we'll bring in like that. Perfect. So I'm just kind of building out the grid line here. Again, I'm not looking for a road connection at that point. I think we'll have to have the connection right here. And then to mimic this, all right, we don't need one there. Okay, well, we've kind of continued this out as far as the highway is kind of allowing us to. So Pakenhampton, let's make sure the district is full. All right, so we don't have a district over here because we were going to make this a different district. So, but for now, I'll just kind of incorporate it into Pakenhampton. All right, we're good here. So we do have tons of demand for a lot of services. I do want to get a baseball park in, but I think we'll save that for when we're building it over here. Instead, we'll look at our services because we were kind of doing that in the past few episodes. So we need another healthcare clinic out over in Pakenhampton. We already have one over here. That's probably fine. It's probably fine. Let's go with a bit more of a modern one. And let's throw it right here. All right, that's good. Let's look at our cemetery coverage. Yeah, we're good. We are using a lot of it. Could probably go for another cemetery somewhere. Okay, so let's try to utilize this unwanted space right off the edge of Queen Street here. Yeah, that's good. And then what we can also do is, I know I have an asset that works perfectly in this situation. I think it's this one. Nice. So it kind of covers the cemetery. It makes it look a bit bigger. County church. You can just see it poking out, but it makes the whole area look a bit nicer. So let's just decorate it with a couple trees along here, which is why I left this space open. And we've already kind of gotten a pathway around here, so this is all church ground. Okay. And then we can also look at elder care and stuff like that. So I know we already added one in, but we didn't add one in over here. So that's 6 citizen. They should... There's no ambulances in use from over here. Interesting. Okay, that's fine. Ooh, water. Haha, I knew I was going to forget water this episode. Okay, let's throw that on. Let's bring this down through here. Connect it up over here. I know it's not perfect, sorry. And we'll fill that in. Right across. Alright, that's good enough for now. Okay, so we kind of got this covered. Childcare, we only have one over here in Packinghampton. We could probably do with getting one over here. So I don't want to waste its like space over here because it's going to cover a lot of the farm. So I think if we throw it over here, while it does kind of waste some space, it's less so. Okay, let's it's down by the water though. I don't know about that. Okay, I think we'll wait until we kind of build on the other side for that. Although an elder care facility over there would be great. So we have one over here. Things aren't going to overlap. I think if we put it right beside the church, that would actually be kind of nice. Although we could also put it right on the angle here. And that's also pretty nice. Okay, let's just readjust some things over here. We'll level out the terrain. And then we'll come back over with a smoothing brush, much smaller size, just to smooth out that edge. It's pretty nice, and then we'll get a walking path around it. Then after this, we'll just add in fire and police, and then we will end it off. Alright, so let's take a look at our fire coverage. So no fire department out over here yet. We only have 1, 2. So there's definitely a lacking of fire services. So I think what we can do is use one of these old farm, older looking ones. And I think right here would be a good spot because it is pretty central on Bathurst Street. It does have a pretty good turnaround point. Although over here would also be good, but that would be really loud, wouldn't it, for the residential people living there? Otherwise, I don't really see a good spot down here for it, so I think it has to be along Bathurst Street. I think this will kind of add to the vibe as well. Alright, so I'm going to edit the spawn point so that it's not right in the way of traffic. And I'm going to throw it right back in there and then right in as well. Alright, so I think that works for fire coverage. Now that's kind of been a couple seconds. Let's take a quick peek. Yeah, it's really filled this out. We can probably actually move this one more over here. And then we can just fill this up with commercial instead. And I did that because it was already kind of being used over here and we didn't have fire coverage over there, so that's a good use of the space. We already have a fire department over in this area, although we could probably do with another one, to be honest. And let's go with police really quickly. So we have 1 police station, 2 police stations. We don't have a 3rd one, so let's go with a bit more of a modern police station here. And I think what we'll do is we'll throw it... This is a residential area, although I can see this becoming a bit of a commercial little park, so why don't we do that? And we'll actually make it a commercial park. So we'll just throw that in like that. I don't think we need a building there or here. There we go. This will work. All right, and then let's add a couple trees in to kind of fill in the space here. All right. Very nice. And we're running out of power again. That's fine. We'll have to readjust the budget. And since we have last looked, we are at 5% unemployment rate because we haven't really zoned in any industry or any residential over here. So what I'll do is I'll just end the episode by zoning this in, and I'll let it go. And we'll go over to the bakery here. You know, I think we need to detail this out a bit more, but we can save that for another episode. Let's get a nice good look of the bakery. Go nuts donuts. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.